let's get settled in our seats. Today we're going to be starting our debate. Today's topic is school uniforms. Tina, Louise, you have been chosen to do our debate.
Good morning, Miss Johnson.
Alright, Louise, you are starting our debate.
Okay. I am for having school uniforms because when schools provide uniforms for students, they are focused on their education and not their clothes. When students are wearing the same thing, they aren't worried about how they're going to fit in or how much drama there's going to be for what they're wearing or how people think they look in their clothes. Everyone's wearing the same thing, so therefore they can't be bullied or made fun of.
Well,
Good job.
people would think that uniform stops bullying. However, a study conducted by experts from Texas Southern University showed that bullying incidents increased as much as 12% after the implementation of mandatory uniform wearing. Prove it!
Oh wait, Louise. Louise, do you have anything to counter Tina's claim?
I found two researchers from the University of Nevada and Reno College of Education have asked students in multiple middle schools about their uniform policy. About 90% of the students said that they did not like wearing uniforms. However, there have been various benefits to wearing the uniforms, including decreases in discipline, gang involvement and bullying, and increases in safety, ease of going to school, and confidence and self-esteem.
Good job. Tina.
Okay, so you could talk all day about how uniforms affect self-image, but the most concrete evidence proves to be in the results of a study conducted by researchers at the Arizona State University. It shows that students who are not required to wear school uniforms demonstrated higher self-perception scores. This means that students have better views of self-image compared to those who suffer the pains of having to wear school uniforms. According to developmental psychologists, females have huge tendencies to compare how they look in uniforms to each other. This is especially seen in cases where the student sees herself to have a curvy or plus-size body figure. This also happens to girls who deem themselves very short or very tall.
Well, self-image is different between the school and what people think of their self-image. Most schools want a sophisticated self-image for their whole school. However, when teenagers are wearing crop tops or short shorts, it diminishes that entire self-image that the school is trying to achieve.
Okay, however, school uniforms force conformity instead of individuality that kids are so encouraged to have nowadays. And with school uniforms, it limits students the right to express themselves through their clothing, which is a huge part of child development.
The right for students to express themselves remains intact. It just may not be in the form of clothing. Not all students have to express themselves in the form of clothing. Half of them don't. Plus, it enhances school pride, unity, and community spirit.
What in tarnation? School uniforms cost money. Americans spend about $249 on average for uniforms yearly. When you combine all those people, and the cost would be a total of $1 billion annually. That's the cost of the Chicago Cubs and the LA Lakers separately.
But I go to Kohl's and spend $500 on 5 t-shirts and 4 jeans. And there's... It's my turn to speak, and I have a good line! Stay at it! You talk about parents spending $250 on multiple uniforms. However, every time I go to the store, mainly Kohl's, which is where students buy their clothing, or Route 21, which is even more expensive, we spend about $500 on 5 shirts and 4 jeans when you can buy multiple outfits all together plus shoes.
Okay.
So,
well,
it's actually better for cost.
Cost
is on my side, girl!
However, kids are continuously growing, so that means that they could outgrow their uniforms at any time.
Same with clothing.
In some institutions, uniforms are changed when students transition to middle school, junior high, or senior high. So that's $249, even more, every time there's a need to change uniforms or buy bigger ones. This also isn't including the fees for athletic uniforms and clubs.
You guys are both doing really good.
I know. I'm sorry, Miss Johnson, that was disrespectful.
It was.
Verbal warning!
My strongest point would have to be the focus on studies. I know when someone looks better than me, I gotta check out their outfit, see where they bought it. Maybe I want it. And that distracts from my studying and how well I'm doing on an essay or research paper or any kind of worksheet.
Okay, but if that's your biggest point for having school uniforms, then that's a bit irrelevant, considering that school uniforms have absolutely no effect on academic performance. Yes, it's been proven that they increase graduation rates, attendance rates, and they decrease disciplinary action. However, it has absolutely no effect on academic performance.
Are you sure?
My grades are better than yours.
No, they're not. You want to see?
Yes,
Parent
right
view.
here, right now.
Oh my
Parent
God.
view, right here, right
Two
now.
final thoughts?
School uniforms do keep students focused on their education, not their clothes. A bulletin published by the National Association of Secondary School Principals stated that when all students are wearing the same outfit, they're less concerned about how they look and how they fit in with their peers. Thus, they can concentrate on their schoolwork. A 2010 University of Houston study found that elementary school girls' language test scores increased by about 3 percentile points after uniforms were introduced. That uniforms provide for less distraction, less drama, and more of a focus on learning.
Tina, your final thoughts.
Okay, while some studies show that school uniforms have numerous benefits, there's just as many reasons why requiring students to wear them is a bad idea. For one, it fuels commercial interest. Companies that will benefit from the profits are actually spending a lot on marketing campaigns, as well as researches that prove uniforms to be advantageous. Secondly, uniforms can be detrimental to adult development. Impeding on one's freedom to choose one can take a toll on his transition to adult life. There's just too many negative attributes that come along with the points of school uniforms that are too detrimental to students. Therefore, school uniforms should not be allowed, or not be mandatory, I should say, in the school environment.
Good job.
High five!
Okay, you guys were both great. So for today's homework, you're going to write a paragraph of why you deserve an A or why you won this debate. Okay, class is dismissed. See you guys tomorrow.